Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're doing something a bit unique. We're looking ahead, specifically at tomorrow, April 22nd, 2025.
That's right. We've got a few different sources lined up.
We do. We'll be digging into the astrology of the day and the TarotScope of the day, both from Tarot by High C.
And also a narrative piece, The Path of the Wild Ox. It's quite evocative.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating. Our mission really is to unpack the main ideas, the themes that kind of pop up across these different insights.
See what energies might be at play, what could resonate for you tomorrow.
Exactly. So where should we start? The astrology.
Let's do it. The astrological forecast for the 22nd.
Mm.
Well, one of the first things that jumps out is this mention of emotional volatility.
Okay, volatility sounds intense.
Yeah, and surprising revelations, too. The forecast talks about a restless atmosphere.
Restless,
Yeah.
like disruption is likely.
Almost inevitable is the phrase used. Disruption and sudden change. It makes you wonder if it's about external stuff or maybe, internal shifts too.
Right, like pushing us out of our usual patterns. It mentions the afternoon specifically, doesn't it?
It does. It points to an independent and rebellious spirit kicking in then.
Ah, okay. And that could lead to, what, problems?
Well, potentially sudden unexpected changes. And these might bring emotional stress or turmoil. So, yes, could feel disruptive personally.
Not just bumps in the road, but things that hit closer to home emotionally.
Exactly. But what's really interesting is the guidance that comes with it. It doesn't say, batten down the hatches.
No, what does it suggest?
It actually suggests that success comes from embracing change, even the hard stuff.
Rather than fighting it or like clinging to how things were.
Precisely. Instead of clinging to the past or familiar habits, it kind of reframes the whole idea of disruption, to seize the opportunity hidden inside the instability.
That's a much more proactive way to look at it, almost like a cosmic nudge towards being more flexible, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. But it's not all turbulence. Did you notice the bit about the morning?
Oh, yeah, there was something about lucky breaks.
Potentially lucky breaks that can offer chances to heal, especially in the morning.
Okay, so healing and potential disruption later, how do those fit together?
It creates this interesting dynamic, doesn't it? The morning seems softer, maybe offering a chance to mend things or gain some resilience.
It's like storing up some good energy before the afternoon's potential changes.
Could be. Or maybe just a moment of grace, a bit of ease before things potentially shift gear.
Right, okay. Makes sense. And then the evening changes again.
It does. The moon moves into Pisces.
Ah, Pisces. So more watery emotional energy.
Definitely. Think emotional depth, spiritual receptivity,
Mm.
less analytical, maybe less confrontational than the afternoon could be.
So boundaries soften. Thinking gets less rigid.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And the forecast actually advises against starting big new projects then.
Why is that?
It seems to be positioned more as a time for internal processing, integrating the day, perhaps.
Okay, absorbing things on a deeper level. Got it. So that's the astrological weather map, sort of. Shall we bring in the TarotScope now? The card is Uruz.
Yes, Uruz. And this ties in beautifully, actually. If the astrology points to potential turbulence, Uruz offers insight into the inner resources we might need.
Okay, tell us about Uruz. What's the core energy there?
What Uruz is, it's powerful. Think surge of raw potential, untamed energy.
Untamed energy. That echoes that restless atmosphere, doesn't it?
It really does. The key words give you a good feel. Strength, vitality, wild power, endurance.
Endurance sounds key if there's disruption.
Absolutely. And transformation through challenge, grounded action. It's about tapping into that deep, instinctive, almost primal power we all have but maybe don't always use.
So this raw potential, could it be part of the volatility but also the key to handling it?
That's a really insightful way to put it. Maybe the energy itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's how we engage with it.
Yeah.
Uruz calls for action,
But not just any action.
right. Not frantic or forced, but bold and grounded.
Grounded. So even amidst change, stay rooted somehow.
Exactly. Lead with confidence, trust your instincts. The scope says our instincts are often sharper than we think.
Trusting instincts when things feel chaotic, that takes courage. How does that grounded action help with embracing change, like the astrology suggested?
Well, it implies embracing change isn't passive, right? It's an active engagement, but from a place of inner knowing, inner strength, not just being swept along.
Makes sense. And Uruz connects to well-being, too.
It does. It talks about healing and vitality physically, emotionally, spiritually, and honoring boundaries, which seems crucial if there's emotional stress around.
Ah, protecting your energy.
For sure. And there's this powerful message linked to it, which feels so relevant. Strength is not the absence of struggle. It is your choice to keep walking anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you are not lost. You are becoming.
You are not lost. You are becoming. That really flips the script on unexpected change, doesn't it? It's not about being derailed, it's about evolving.
Precisely. It reframes the whole experience.
Okay, so we've got this potential external disruption from the astrology and a strong call for inner grounded strength from the tarot. Let's see how the story, The Path of the Wild Ox, weaves into this.
Right. This story, it's about a wanderer, someone who decides to leave the uh, the known paths, the roads carved by others.
Okay, stepping off the mat.
Exactly. Into untamed, untraveled terrain. You can immediately see the parallels with embracing the unknown, the untamed energy of Uruz, leaving familiar habits behind, like the astrology
It's
suggested.
like a metaphor for taking on that challenge, yeah. Choosing the less certain path.
Totally. And then they encounter the aurochs.
It's the wild ox itself.
Yes. And it's presented as a kind of gatekeeper of inner strength. What's striking is the aurochs doesn't threaten.
No, it
Now,
just watched.
it watched and waited. It appears when the wanderer is described as being ready to shed your old skin and step into something greater.
Ah, so the challenge appears when you're internally ready for it, even if you don't consciously know it.
That seems to be the implication. Like maybe those unexpected changes or the volatility we might feel, maybe that's our aurochs appearing because we're actually ready for the next stage of strength.
That's a powerful thought. So the challenge is a sign of readiness.
Could be. And the journey after meeting the aurochs isn't easy. There are, thorns, bruised feet.
Real struggles, doubts too.
Oh, yeah, whispering doubts. But crucially, with each step through that difficulty, the wanderer changes internally, grows steadier, wiser, stronger.
So it's that transformation through challenge from Orus playing out. They're not just getting through it, they're becoming something different because of it.
Exactly that, evolving through the process. And then there's this realization the wanderer has,
What's that?
that they aren't just following the aurochs anymore. They are, in a way, becoming it.
Whoa. Embodying that strength.
Yes, internalizing that wild, grounded power, making it part of who they are.
Not just accessing it, but integrating it.
Right. And the story ends with the wanderer emerging. Not lost, but having found their core, their strength.
And it's not a loud strength.
No, described as not loud, not boastful, just steady, wild, and sure. It's that quiet inner confidence born from navigating the tough stuff.
That feels really profound, moving from looking outside for the path to embodying your own resilience. Okay, so let's try and synthesize this for everyone listening.
Yeah, pulling it all together. The astrology paints a picture of a day, April 22nd, with this potential for emotional volatility, maybe some unexpected changes.
Which could feel like stepping into that wild terrain from the story, leaving the comfort zone.
Definitely. But then the TarotScope with Uruz immediately says, hey, you have the inner strength, that wild power, that endurance needed to navigate exactly that kind of terrain.
And it calls for grounded action, so not being passive, but acting from that place of strength, trusting your gut.
Right. And those lucky breaks the astrology mentioned for the morning. Maybe those little moments of support, chances to heal or gain clarity before things potentially intensify.
Or perhaps the disruptions themselves, the challenges, are the very things that call forth that Ur's strength, like the aurochs appearing for the wanderer.
That's a great connection. The challenges aren't just obstacles. They could be the catalyst for discovering that deeper resilience highlighted by both Uruz and the story.
Makes sense. The challenges are the path to becoming.
Exactly. And then the evening shift with the moon moving into Pisces. That offers a space, maybe necessary space, for processing it all.
For integrating the experiences, the emotions, the lessons learned, perhaps with more intuition and less rigidity.
Right. A chance to let it settle on a deeper level.
So overall, it sounds like tomorrow, the 22nd, holds this interesting tension. Potential for unexpected shifts, yes, but also a really potent opportunity.
A potent opportunity to connect with a deep wellspring of inner strength, to navigate challenges proactively, and ultimately to emerge more resilient, more self-aware.
Like the wanderer finding their core. It's a reminder that growth often happens right at the edge of our comfort zone.
Beautifully put. It emphasizes that even amidst disruption, there's this underlying current, this potential for activating your own resilience.
So a final thought, perhaps, for you as you move through your day tomorrow.
Consider this. What wild terrain might be appearing before you? It might not look like a literal untamed path.
No, it could be a challenging conversation, an unexpected decision, an emotional wave.
Exactly. And the deeper question is, what inner strength, what Uru's power, what core resilience are you ready to discover by stepping onto that path, engaging with that challenge?
Something to definitely ponder. Thanks for joining us in this deep dive today.
My pleasure.